awakening. Everybody ain't making it.
Wow!
Peace, my beautiful people. It is your girl, the real Tony Hickman, and I am so glad you came to my channel today, because you came to my channel and it's a whole bunch of channels on here. So I want to make sure I give you what you came for. But before we do all of that, can you hit the like and subscribe button? I have a lot that I need to share from Spirit. I get all of these downloads and I need to share it. And so I want you to hit the subscribe. That way I share it with you, and then you share it and share it with your friends, and they come in and we grow. I have a lot coming to the channel. A lot. Yeah. So I am asking that y'all just be patient with me, but it will probably be by the beginning of April that everything will just start coming. But I'll start introducing more and more in the upcoming videos. But I'm really excited about it. Like, it's so much I want to share. I just be wanting to share with y'all, and I can't. I can't because it's not done yet. It's not ready yet. You know, different things like that. So, but without any further, I want to go into the message, the tea of why we are here. It's a conversation that we need to have as a world, as a whole. We need to stop avoiding these issues and deal with our reality, because that's what'll help us grow ultimately in the end. So, yeah, let's get to it. So one of the downloads that I actually had was about race, and how the word race is a spell. It's, well, I mean, it depends on how deep you go. The whole English language it can be used as a spell, right? And so, but the word race, it falls under that category, because when you say it, when you call a group of people a race, what that implies, when we've learned about race and what race means to compete, to run, right? To move forward and compete. So when we're calling different groups of races or different groups of people a race, then it's like this energy is automatically put out, that without saying it, we never have to say it, but it's put out that it's a competition to be a color or be identified even as a color, which we'll go into that too. But first I want to get into a story. I want to tell y'all a story, right? And this story is about some animals, right? And so these animals, they had a meeting, and the king of the jungle wanted to call this meeting because the animals were starting to realize that more of their family members were missing, and they just couldn't figure it out. And then they started seeing that, like, the humans were taking pictures with the dead animals and their dead family members, and the humans were taking the heads of their dead family members and hanging them on their walls for awards. You know, they started seeing all of these things, and so the animals are angry, they're mad, and they're just like, you know, this isn't right. We have an agreement because we know the human is like a superior being to us, but the human doesn't have a right to just murder us for the sake of murdering us. We're still living. We still have families that we love too. It's unnecessary murder. And so they always agreed that if humans were hungry and they were starving, that they were willing to sacrifice their life for humans, because they knew that that would help the human eat. So they understood that part. But they didn't agree with just the slaughtering of multiple animals for the sake of greed, because it all falls under greed. And so the animals got together and they was like, look, we're sick of it. We're sick of it. And so they came up with a spell. And they came up with this spell. And the spell was, if the humans keep killing us from the outside in, then when they eat us, we're going to kill them from the inside out. And metaphorically, that is really profound, because now that is what happens when we eat meat. When we are digesting these animals, they have been slaughtered unnecessarily. They have been kept in just dirty conditions. They can't even touch grass, like they're just in these cages. And humans are eating them faithfully and eating their sadness. But the animals are killing them because the animals are sick of them eating them. This is an example of law of attraction, right? This is an example of law of attraction. You choose to eat the animals, so the animals going to eat you. They're going to make you rot from the inside out. So that's law of attraction. That is like attracting like. That's what it is. See, I don't think many of us really have digested how deep the law of attraction goes, how deep it is within our own storyline. Like many of us have experienced law of attraction over and over. When we decide to call somebody, or we're thinking about somebody really hard and then they call. Because the law of attraction is promoting that idea. We're like a magnet to whatever we think about. Now, I'm not going to go into details about how melanin dominant people were enslaved or by the melanin deficient people. We're not going to go into all of that. Instead, I want to stick to the subject of law of attraction and racism, because it's a subject that we really need to start analyzing and focusing on how to get out of this concept that is very hard to get out of, and I'm going to explain it to you in a minute. Now, one of the biggest powers that work with law of attraction is manifesting. And if you've ever had your own vision board, or you had somebody help you with a vision board, and if you haven't, I suggest you get one, because it's so cool to just like put what you want on this board and then watch it come into your reality. It's really cool. But the main thing is, like, when you're manifesting, the advice is to, when you hold these affirmations over your manifesting idea, you put emotion in it. Like, you know, if you hold it in your heart, like you feel it from your soul, I want this, I have this. If you speak it and you feel it, it manifests, because the source, the most high, the universe, does not understand can't, any of that. It understands the emotion. That is the purest language that relates to like the ether and the most high and whatever you identify with as what will help you create your reality. It's an energy. And the reason we add emotion is because it's like an elixir to the manifestation. It's the missing piece. And so the elixir is like, you add that emotion of tear, of joy, of, you know, feeling, and then you create your reality. And see, this is because if our emotions are tied to a thought, it can really bring that thought into fruition if we don't cancel it out. And we can cancel it out. We have to purposely cancel it out, though. And many people don't like to identify prayer as a part of law of attraction. But if you identify prayer as a law of attraction or not, or as a part of law of attraction or not, that's what it is. You are intentionally asking. You are asking with emotion. And you are developing a manifestation. And that's why prayer works. In the church, it says when two or more people are gathered, then God is in the midst. Well, in the Bible, that's what it says. And so another way that can be translated is when two or more people gather and manifest or pray, then it's easier if they're all focused on the same goal and they have the same focus at hand. That's why prayer really does work. That's one of the reasons. It's because you are intentionally sending up the same energy at the same time to get a specific result. So see, this is where law of attraction gets a little deeper. So now, and many of y'all probably already understand the law of attraction, but I just wanted to kind of break it down. So now we understand that like attracts like. What you think about, you bring about. What we focus on expands. Cause and effect, all of these fall under the law of attraction. The law of attraction, put simple, is basically what we focus on, we bring into our life. Okay? So digest that. What we focus on, we bring into our life. So I want to give a couple of scenarios, right? And you can say this was part of my story, honestly, as a young melanin dominant child growing up. So I'm going to use myself, right? And yeah, but I represent most of the melanin dominant children, period. Okay. And so as a melanin dominant child, when I go to a school that is named after a melanin deficient person, and I go to this school, and the teachers are mostly melanin deficient, with a couple of us in there. In my time, I'm sure it's more now, but not really. Not really. I know when my son went to school, it wasn't. So, but yeah. So I go to this school and it's named after a person that is melanin deficient, right? So I'm going to the school and the teachers that are teaching me are melanin deficient. And when I say melanin deficient, I mean those who identify as white. And so I go to the school and I learn from these teachers who are melanin deficient, who have also developed their own ideas about melanin dominant people through the program that has been put in place in our world. And so anyway, I go to this school, I'm learning from these teachers, and then I go to the grocery store with my mom and I'm looking at these magazines that represent beauty, and all of these things. And so I look at the magazines, and in the magazines is a melanin deficient woman, right? That's the cover, has a melanin deficient woman. And then I go to church with my melanin dominant mother, and we are reading the Bible, and we're taught that God is the Son, the Father, and the Holy Ghost. And we're taught that Jesus is God's Son, right? But when we open up the book, this Bible, when we open it up, this Bible has a picture of Jesus who also is melanin deficient in this picture that I'm seeing in the Bible. Now, by this time, I have also been programmed with the documentaries and movies that about racism and about slavery. And what I have seen and been traumatized by is melanin deficient people beat and kill people who look like the Jesus that I'm supposed to pray to. Right? So, as a melanin dominant child, how I have digested life thus far is I live in a world that is dominated by white people or melanin deficient people, and God doesn't like me because God has the same complexion as the people that beat and killed people who look like me. So that's the message, whether we say it or not. That is the message that has been digested in the melanin dominant child. So let's flip the script. Let's go to the melanin deficient child or the white child. Right? So the white child goes to school, and she goes to a school that is named after her forefather. And she goes to the school with the teachers, and the teachers look like her, and they're teaching a lesson that empowers her. Right? So then she goes to the grocery store, and she is seeing these beautiful people that are melanin deficient on these magazines. And it's like, oh, she's beautiful just like me. I can be like her. I can grow up and be beautiful like her. I can make the cover of the magazine. That's what this child has developed. Now, it's changed a little bit, but I'm just telling you for when I grew up. I remember this. Okay? And so then the melanin deficient child goes to church with her melanin deficient mother, and they are praying, and when they open up their Bible and they turn to the page with Jesus on it, Jesus looked just like her too. So without this child even being taught that she is superior, she probably was never even taught it, but the world's message to her has been that you are superior. You are in control. You are dominant among all the other people. And the message that the world has taught the melanin dominant child is that you are not liked. This world doesn't like you. The people in this world don't like you. Even the other groups hate you too. Like everybody hates you because one group hates you. This is what has been taught. Now, all of this has happened because of a carefully thought out and executed plan to manipulate the mind of the melanin dominant person. Melanin dominant people have had to digest a bunch of educational rhetoric that disempowers them. Melanin deficient people have had to digest a bunch of educational rhetoric that empowers them. So now let's get back to what we think about, we bring about. Like attracts like. Adding emotion to the elixir is the key to manifesting. See, we talk about manifesting all of these times. We talk about, oh man, I want to be a manifester. I manifested this, I did that. But we don't talk about how we also manifest trauma and pain unnecessarily in our life. We don't talk about that. It's just joy, joy, joy. Yeah, I did this, I did that. Let's talk about the real issue, the stuff that is happening and it's right under our eyes, and maybe we are the problem. This is really what gets me. And it's been on my spirit for years, but I don't know. It's time. So, this is where I'm a little like, we have to attack this or it's just going to keep happening. And the real thing is I have no idea how to fix it, but I see it. I have a couple of suggestions. So, if our emotions are one of the main things that help us manifest, right? And when two or more of us get together and pray, ask, ritualize, if two or more of us get together and pray, that is where God is in the midst, or that's when we start to manifest our reality. And then even Abraham Hicks, if you're not familiar with her, I listen to her faithfully. It's a couple of them I listen to, and but Abraham Hicks is a melanin deficient woman, and she's really great at what she does. If our emotions are one of the main things that help us manifest, if what we think about we bring about, if when two or more people get together, that is when God is in the midst, or that is when the manifestation is easier to bring into fruition. I need y'all to listen to this part, right? This is where we are in a catch-22. If all of those things are happening, and that is the reality of how we manifest, and we add emotion and it makes it come to fruition. Y'all know what I'm about to say, don't it? Y'all know what I'm about to say. What happens when the whole world is mourning and crying and emotional over Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland, George Floyd, Breonna? What happens when we are mourning these people and we're angry and we're mad and we're upset? Are we attracting more of the same energy by default? Are we manifesting more pain in our reality? Are we responsible because we are feeling emotions for death? Now, before I go any further, we have every damn right to mourn. We have every damn right to feel the way we feel. We are a spiritual people. There is no reason we should ever feel numb. But this is our catch-22. And see, this is a horrible concept that is being proposed as a possible truth. Right now, it's in hypotheses. But it's a damn good hypothesis. I mean, the more that I look at it, if we have been protesting police brutality, or even the Ku Klux Klan, or just white supremacy, we have been marching, we have been crying, we have been angry. It would seem that law of attraction is working against us, because in these moments, we are angry at the present problem instead of manifesting change. Do y'all understand what I just said? The problem with us marching and feeling this anger is that we are stuck. Anger is a grounding energy. It's like, even when you watch movies like Dragon Ball, or cartoons, I'm sorry, I have watched Dragon Ball. But even when you watch it, right, when Dragon Ball is pulling up this energy, when the guy, I don't even know his name, but when he's pulling up this energy, to like throw his fireball. He's there and he's grounded. He's held there. And it's a whole bunch of energy coming up. So if we keep manifesting this energy, and the law of attraction is not working for us, it's actually working against us. But even furthermore, we have been stuck in a time warp because it seems that the news and everyone is displaying our pain on TV, and even saying the color of the person who has robbed the store, has killed the person. It's always been mentioned that it's been a black person or a black person or a black person got killed, 22-year-old black person, blah, 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 black person. So we have also been programmed to be reminded of our pain, almost like we're a power source to this system. And see, the biggest issue is people tell us we need to get over it. We're playing the role of a victim. But we're angry. We're angry, and we have suppressed anger for a very long time. And we have a right to be angry. Like, we have a real right to feel what we feel, but we have suppressed it. And if we even felt like, because many of us, I have met genuine melanin deficient people, and I still have some in my life that they have no ill intention toward me or toward melanin dominant people. And if you look at our story, I don't say his story, our story, if you look at what we have read within our story, we've even had melanin deficient people by our side as we have been marching through this journey. And I believe these people have had an opportunity to put on the glasses that help them see a perspective from our side. But even if we want to decide that we don't want to be angry, and a lot of us have been like, we're tired of being angry. We're tired of this same rhetoric of fighting and this energy of feeling hated and you feeling like you got to watch your purse or just all kind of stuff. Double checking your door when you see us pull up. Like, we're sick of that too. But even if we are our ancestors returned, right? Even if we wanted to get over it and just let bygones be bygones, our DNA is still angry. Our DNA is still trying to understand why we are in this world for so long with the people that have taken our culture, stole it, and then convinced the whole world to hate us. And listen, if you are a melanin deficient person watching, I'm not attacking you. I'm just stating the reality, because it is your museums that have stolen our culture and put it in your museums. It's your group of people that has brought destruction to our group of people and then made the world look at us in a different light. Now, I'm not saying you in particular are like that. No, I'm not. I'm over it. I'm tired of this. Come on. Like, many of us are tired of it. And I can't be grounded in hate. I won't allow that to happen. But I don't believe in suppression. And I have noticed in my own personal life that when I suppress energy, it comes up as a manifestation of sickness. And if you look at us as a group of people, that is another reason that we are suffering, because we are still manifesting pain that has never been resolved. And see, since we have been forced to suppress this energy for so long, there are several different ways that it has perhaps manifested. See, there's another law called thermodynamics or conservation. And what it means is that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. So if melanin dominant people have been holding this energy in for so long, if we've been holding this energy in for so long, then how has it manifested in our personal life? Has it transferred into us becoming the picture that they have painted of us? Has our anger from us being bullied and murdered by them as a people and publicly shown to us transferred into us being the bullies and murderers of our own people? Remember, we talking about law of attraction, okay? Has it transformed into us hating us simply because we believe that they all hate us? Maybe this is why also for so long we grew up hating our own skin color. Because honestly, they don't like their skin color. They want to be like us and we still wanted to be like them. They want to tan, we want to lighten. And if you did notice, I said we believe that all of them don't like us. I don't believe that. I don't believe all white people don't like melanin dominant people. I've seen it. I've seen it in my personal life. I have seen melanin deficient people be there for me, like really be there. So I'm not going to say, look, I don't like melanin deficient people. Now, of course, this world made me go through a phase of not liking melanin deficient people. And that was a part of the process of anger coming out, suppressed anger coming out once I realized all of the pain that we have gone through as a people. And y'all could say y'all want us to get over it. I'm gonna tell y'all what I think needs to happen though, but okay. Now, have I dealt with racists in my life or racism in my life? Absolutely. Matter of fact, I don't know one, not one melanin dominant person that has not dealt with that. It's just been our reality. And like I said, it's from more than one group. It's from more than one group. We have been painted as the scum of the earth, even though we are the mothers and fathers of humanity. And our culture has been degraded and stolen and whitewashed. Our pharaohs have been whitewashed. We have not been taught about our own empowerment in school. Only thing we were taught about was slavery. And that being the most important thing that we should remember. That's harsh. So when you become an adult and you get back to look, or when you become an adult and you look back at all of this, it's like, damn, why though? And since the TV shows us constantly death and destruction and what is going on and the numbers of the poor and the rich, and the TV and the media constantly shows us stuff to further our anger subliminally. Y'all ever thought about why that happens? Sometimes I wonder, like, and I'm a deep thinker. I don't consider myself like a genius or smart or anything. I know I know a little about a lot of subjects, but I don't consider myself smart. But I have deep thoughts, and so I was thinking, I'm like, dang, what if we just like melanin dominant people are a power source to a secret society or something, and so it benefits them to keep us angry, because if they keep us angry and grounded, then they can use our energy to manifest whatever they are constantly trying to manifest. But they have to keep us in this energy of stagnant and like distracted by music, by whatever. So we are not focused on the current reality. But that's just how my brain works. I don't know. That's just, I'm one of them people they talk about. But I don't have the solution. I don't have the solution. I have a suggestion. And I don't know how it would happen. It needs to happen. Number one of the suggestions that I have is a government that was built on white supremacy can never, ever have the best interests of melanin dominant people. Period. And so we say, go vote. Yeah, you need to go vote and change. But if we are voting in a system that wasn't built for us, then we still are compromising. We're choosing to compromise when we know this whole system, the amendments and everything was written. And this was written by melanin deficient people or white people that did not have us in their best interests. The solution, I think, is if you want to make change, everybody says, yeah, go vote, do this, go. Y'all change laws when they work convenient for you. Y'all get to change the laws. Can we go in there and just say, no, we're going to change the laws? Because it's your laws. You can change them because it's your laws. What I say is the whole damn government need to be torn down and rebuilt. And it needs to be rebuilt on a spiritual perspective. We need a Buddha in there. We need an unorthodox priest in there. We need spiritual laws back in place. But that's just a suggestion. I don't know how to fix it. I know that if every time someone that looks like us gets killed and we mourn, if we are empowering our demise, then somehow we have to stop. And so maybe we need to start the process of thinking differently, thinking our way out of this, since law of attraction is our reality. And I'm not just talking about melanin dominant people need to start thinking like this. Like, y'all want a peaceful world? Let's begin with peace. Can we all start thinking about peace? Because it's an unexplained energy between us because we haven't resolved our issues. And we won't talk about it. We're not having the conversation about this because it's painful. But we need to. As a world, we need to have a conversation. Y'all want to have a conversation? Let's have a conversation. Y'all want to make up, give us our land and reparations. Y'all giving everybody else their reparations. So why not us? Why? And we're victimized if we ask for it. Like we're playing the victim if we ask for it. Now, what you decide to do with your reparations, that's on you. If you get money back and you decide to mess it up, that's on you. But show us that y'all understand that this has been wrong. And it's time for a world of peace. We are in the age of Aquarius. Stuff got to change. So let's change it. As people of the world, melanin dominant and melanin deficient. Y'all have control. Y'all have controlled how the rest of the world sees us. Can we start putting out the image of the truth? But hey, it's a touchy subject, I know, and it's going to take some time to undo. But it's time to start talking about it. I want peace. We're not a violent people. Melanin dominant people are not a violent people. On purpose. We can be. Y'all push us to rage. We can become that person. But our natural essence is not to be violent. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I don't have any answers, but I would love to see y'all put it in the comments. And if you are offended by anything I said in this video, it's life. And Toby, I don't even know his whole name, but I follow him on YouTube. I mean, on Instagram, and he has this song out. I think it's out, but it's like unfollow me. So that's how I feel. If you have a problem with what I said, yeah, because I know a lot of people may not agree with the thing about religion or God or yeah. But I am at the point, listen, I have a whole bunch of truths that I have not let out. And that's what this year has brought out for me. 2022 has I've been in a metamorphosis, and it is time to come out. So I'm coming out with a bang. I ain't even done. So on that note, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube. I do have some good stuff coming. And it won't be as heavy all the time as this one was, but whatever message that is downloaded in my spirit that I have to share, I'm going to share it. And so, yeah, come with me on this journey, because I'm telling y'all, I'll be writing now. This message is just more thought than download, except what I said about race. I think I said it because I've done this clip a couple of times, but how race is a spell. If not, I'm going to stick it in here somewhere. But, yeah, most of my messages are channeled. And so once I channel and I write this information down, I'll be like, damn, whoa, that's deep. Okay, I ain't think about it that way. But that's just how because I'm getting these messages. So I have a system, and I eventually talk about it. I used to be afraid to talk about it because I didn't want people to look at me a certain way or say, oh, she's a witch. I've already had people call me that, and that's not the case. I don't like that word, witch. I don't like that word. But I am understanding who I am now. And it's so many of us. And so it's just time for the message to come forth. Come forth by day. Like the Book of the Dead. I love y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.
They say you got a chip on your shoulder, more like a boulder on your back like that, with the weight of the world, and it just gets colder. He on that lean, he on that X. He smoking weed, he thinking sex. Whole world gone mad, and he's so sad, so he tries to escape the pain.